I will be discussing how reliable eyewitnesses really are. First, I would like to clarify that an eyewitness is someone who directly observes a crime as it is happening in real life. And in many criminal cases, the eyewitness, who is also the victim, will be called upon to provide their firsthand experience for law enforcement to use as evidence to help solve the crime. Based on this definition, you'd think that an eyewitness's testimony is the most reliable source of information to a case. But you'd be wrong. With research that Laura Pahun and Dave Walsh have published, we are led to believe that eyewitness testimonies might not be as reliable as we think. In their study examining the effects of violence and personality on eyewitness memory, it is shown that traumatic events like rape, sexual assault, or robbery can overwhelm the victim's memory due to how stressful the situation is. With the elevated levels of stress, the eyewitness can forget key details or block out the whole event unintentionally due to a natural coping mechanism we have. But this isn't always the case because the study also reveals that victims' personality does play a role in their memory accuracy. If the victim has been more skeptical or anxious throughout their day-to-day life, they tend to forget more details while their attentive and diligent counterpart would recall the event more accurately. This research suggests that memory reliability does not only depend on how stressful the event is, but also on the eyewitness's individual personality. With this information, we can provide valuable insights for law enforcement to use while they evaluate an eyewitness's testimony. And in more local news, I will be handing it over to Olivia Henriquez reporting from a crime scene.
Reporting live from Port St. Lucie News, we are here at Indian River State College in front of the STEM building where the brutal murder of Shayna Rafter had taken place. If you look behind me, you can see the start of this roundabout. It is said that our victim, Shayna Rafter, had the right of way to which she had been coming around the roundabout, and out of nowhere, the suspect, Jordan Bush, had cut her off abruptly. If you come around here, it is said that Jordan had then brake checked our victim and had gotten out of the car, to which the suspects had gotten into a verbal altercation. The verbal altercation has been said to have escalated into a physical fight, and then our suspect had pulled out a firearm and opened fire on our victim. The suspect has then fled the scene, and we are now looking for her.
Hello again. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to find the eyewitness to Shayna Rafter's murder, but we have recovered video evidence of the events that have led up to it. But before we get into that, I want to take a closer look at how eyewitness memory can be unreliable. In the study, Effects of Violence and Perceived Severity Impact Eyewitness Memory by Catherine Hagen, she had discovered that both the level of violence and how severe a witness perceives the events can determine what they remember and how accurate that memory is. This experiment was designed to have participants watch either a violent or a nonviolent incident that had been recorded. After watching their designated video, the participant was quizzed on what they had seen and what events they had just witnessed. While some of these participants were taking the quiz, they were told misleading information about the event that they had just witnessed to see if that would influence their recollection at all. After all the participants were tested on their memories, the results did reveal that the violent video did impair the memory accuracy of the participants while also increasing their confidence of the events. Overall, the study found that when people believed that they witnessed something severe, they were more likely to have memory distortions. This discussion stresses the need for an improved technique to interview eyewitnesses in order to prevent this troubling combination for legal cases in the future. This stresses the importance of relying on objective evidence in criminal testimonies, no, in criminal investigations alongside eyewitness testimonies. Now I'll be showing some interviews that we did for the general public to see where everyone's headspace is at with eyewitness testimonies. Hello, my name is Jessica Guerrier, and I'm reporting live from in front of Crumble. And today I'm joined with
Tessie
and
Beverly.
And today I'm just going to be asking them a couple questions. Can either of y'all define what being an eyewitness is?
Witnessing a crime firsthand.
Yeah, that's pretty much the definition. To get a little more in depth, there are someone that witnessed the crime firsthand, but they will be later called to use their experience to gather evidence. Do you feel like eyewitnesses, like their testimonies are always reliable?
No.
Could you elaborate on that?
People's judgment could be screwed from different experiences that they've had, like personally or within their environment, that cause them to see things in a different perspective than other people. So each person would have a different perspective, and that could lead them to misinterpreting the situation.
You agree?
Yeah, I do.
All right. Well, do you feel like an eyewitness's personality can play into a role on how they recall those moments?
Yes.
And do you feel like the amount of stress that the eyewitness might be under also alters their perception?
Yes.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Valeria Torres and I'm here with Marianne. And today I want to be asking you questions on like the effect of eyewitness like memory. Do you know what eyewitness memory is?
No, I don't.
Okay, so eyewitness memory is kind of like, so you know what, like if someone were to witness something traumatic like a murder or a like a car crash or whatever, like the long-term effects that it can have on a person, like physical or whatever. So I just want to ask you some questions. So in what ways do you think witnessing something traumatic can like affect someone, like in any way that you might think?
I think it really just depends on how bad the event was. For example, like, you know, if someone saw someone die, I think that'd be like a very traumatic thing.
Yeah.
But you know, again, people handle things a lot differently.
Yeah, and like what do you think could happen to someone? Like what can like be a change in the behavior or what like
You know, some people might try to avoid running into this like similar situations.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I think people would really just try to steer away from ever having to go down something like that again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they'll avoid it.
so like little things like you might trigger them again?
Yeah.
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 Okay, and do you think maybe it could take a certain amount of time to get over a traumatic event, or do you think that's something that's permanent?
I think it really just depends on that person. You know, everyone handles everything differently.
Yeah.
So yeah, honestly, it just depends on that person and how bad the event really was. Like, you know, if it was just someone that like, you know, happened to, you know, I don't know.
No,
can't
it's
really
fine. I
say.
get you.
Yeah,
I get
yeah.
you. I get what you're
You
trying to say.
understand? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. And do you think there's like a certain treatment? Like, do you think there's something that people can do to kind of like get over it or overcome those like difficulties that come along with witnessing something?
Yeah, of course. I think therapy could really help someone. Therapy, yeah, and just I guess like basically here, it really, you know, again, it really just depends on what someone experiences.
Yeah.
And that person.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm not used to it.
It's totally fine.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Of course.
Thank you. It was very nice to meet you.
Hello, my name is Jessica Guerrier, and I'm reporting live from Indian River State College campus. Today I'm joined with
Zach.
And today I'm going to be asking him a couple questions. Zach, can you define what being an eyewitness is?
Being an eyewitness is like somebody that's there in the moment, or like somebody that's viewing it. Kind of like how I'm looking at a tree right now. I'll be an eyewitness of a tree, or for a better example, it's like this interview right now. Like I'm an eyewitness of what's going on in the interview right now. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Or for another example, like, you know, the cop over there, he's an eyewitness of what's going on right now as he's walking to his car.
Yeah, that's true for the most part. Do you feel like eyewitness testimonies are our most reliable form of information regarding crimes?
It really depends on if the eyewitness knows you personally, or if the eyewitness knows anything or heard anything about you that could disregard anything they're seeing. You know what I'm saying? Like, with the eyewitness, they could be truthful and they could also be lying. It just really depends. Like, what do you think?
Well, there's studies that prove both that they are and that they aren't. But I'm gonna branch on into the part of how they couldn't be. Do you feel like the level of stress that an eyewitness is put through can alter their perception of the events?
Yeah, because, like, let's say, like, you know, there's a shootout and you, like, firsthand, you running through the shootout and everything, like, everything going crazy. It's just a whole bunch of, like, people just shooting, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, if you viewing it, the stress you put it under right now, it could give you, like, PTSD and stuff like that, and it could just make you, like, it, like, or, like, let's say, like, you know the person that's shooting, like, it's a game, right? And you know that if you say something, they could, like, kill you, you know what I'm saying? So as you being the eyewitness, if you go tell the people, if you go tell the police the truth, that's putting your life on the line. So it's more as like, yeah, stress really goes into it. It really depends on what's going on in the moment, you know what I'm saying? It feels like a cat getting stuck in a tree and they had to call, like, 911 to come get the cat out of the tree. As an eyewitness, they should be able to tell the truth of what happened with the cat stuck in the tree, because that's a less traumatic event. I feel like with more traumatic events, then it will be an issue.
And do you also feel like the eyewitness's personality can play a role into how they remember the events?
Yeah.
Can you elaborate on that?
Eyewitness personality can definitely go into it, because, like, let's say, like, it's like the George Floyd situation. If there's a white person, and let's say the white person, like, is viewing the events of George Floyd getting his neck stepped on and he can't breathe, and let's say the white person don't really like black people like that, the white person racist, so he could just sit there and lie to the cops and be like, oh, the black man was, like, he was resisting and stuff, so the cop did what he had to do, and he could just lie his way out of that because the white man don't really like the black man like that, you know what I'm saying?
So you feel like due to an eyewitness's personality, the credibility of their statement could, like, be tested or, like, could be challenged?
Of course.
All right, that's all for today. Thank you.